Hello, viewers. This is your host again, Humu. Hope you all are having a wonderful rest of your weekend. Well, here again is Jay Con, a singer, writer, actor, and a model by the name of Noah Janneh. Welcome, Noah.
Oh, thank you.
So, please, can you please introduce yourself again to our viewers?
Hello, everybody. I am Jay Khan. I am a Sierra Leonean artist. I'm an actor. I'll just leave it at that. But I really want to welcome you all to the show. So I'm here to answer whatever questions you guys have for me about what I do. Yeah. So
Okay, so I'm gonna jump right into it today because we need to get to know him a little bit better. So how is your music career going for you?
it's actually going slowly because I've been doing it since I was a kid. Basically, in high school, I performed a lot. My brother used to be one of the best DJs in Sierra Leone. So my sister and I used to be at variety shows. We used to just go perform. He would take us to places. So I've always had that, entertainment thing in me. But then I came to the United States and I completely forgot about all that. It was only 2 years ago that I decided to get back into the game. Since I got back into the game, things have been going great so far, um, which I believe, you know, couldn't be possible if I didn't have certain people supporting me. Um, so basically, that's what I have to say about my past in the entertainment business. So now I would like to say a lot more about what happens now moving forward.
Okay, well, as you have heard, he is a musician and actor and a model. And we hope you guys, Sierra Leone, I'm always saying we need to support each other on things that are proactive. So I hope you guys can check him out. By the end of this interview, you will know where you can find his music or how everything else in his life is going. So my next question right now is: what goals have you achieved, and what goals are still in the works?
Well, music actually um, is one of the secondary things that I do. Basically, I decided to use it because I have the talent for it. So I didn't want my talent to go to waste. So I decided that what, if I have the talent to do this, why not just do it? So in as much as I do it as a form of business, but I am also trying to have as much fun with it as I can because, like they say, nothing lasts forever. So, but in the meantime, I decided to focus on music and acting. Before I decided to focus on that, I am also a filmmaker. I produce, I direct, I act. Sorry, I write as well. So those are all the talents that I have. But over a little over 3 months ago, I decided to focus on the acting and the music. Because I felt like let me just try to do more about that. Instead of just focus on just being behind the camera. You know. Um, in 2018, which was a good year for me, I was involved in three projects that actually won three awards. You know, I won an award for producing the best Sierra Leonean film for 2018. At the award awards. It's funny because when I met a girl who was from another country that was just as ambitious as me, she came up with the idea. She was like, "Hey, Jay Khan, why can't we do a film?" And we were both starters, but we were very ambitious. We were very determined. So we decided to go ahead. The budget for that movie, by the way, was $5,000, just so everybody know. But we did what we can, and it became something great for us. And the film ended up winning an award for Best Sierra Leonean Film, and also ended up winning a Psych TV award for Best Editing. So for first comers like us, first timers, we were very surprised that we even won. As far as the music career is concerned, I also won an award for Best New Vocal Artist at the Psych TV Awards, in 2018, which I was very excited about. So that kind of motivated me, and I was like, you know what, maybe I need to do more. So that's why I'm trying to put myself more out there, in terms of music and acting. So.
Okay, well, you talk about movies. I want to know what's the name of the movie that you made.
It's called A Moment of Change. Yeah, it's the very first project that I was involved in as far as filmmaking is concerned. Before I got involved in it, I bought books, online books about cinematography, about acting, because I wanted to know what I was doing. Even though I have a passion for it, but I felt like I didn't know much.
Yeah, did you go to school for it?
No, I am self-educated.
Okay.
Yeah.
So where can people actually watch the movie that you're talking about?
It's not out yet, per se, because what we did was we did a premiere for the movie. We had over about 600 people that went to go see it. And so that alone was enough to inspire us to want to do more. So we decided that, okay, to do mass production of it, we need investors to get into that, to help us, because it costs a lot of money. And we are first timers, we are beginners, and we didn't have the finances to do that. So as I'm speaking to you, I have the master copy of that movie. So if there's anybody who wants to invest in that movie, you can contact me on Facebook and we can talk about it.
Yeah, but I think before somebody can invest on something, they need to see. They can contact you if they haven't seen it somewhere.
Well,
or
in this business,
any place that you see something.
Well, yeah, right.
Yeah, no investors buy things out of in the bag.
Well, yeah, you're right. But in this case, when it comes to movie and investment, okay, the first thing you do when you talk to people about investment, you have to give them some kind of show so they can see what they're investing in, because it makes a lot of sense that people know what they're investing in. So if anybody is interested in investing in that movie, just contact me and we will get with the protocol. You want to see the whole movie? I can arrange it. We can meet. I will fly to anywhere you are and we can get it done. I'll let you view it, the whole thing. If you think it's good enough, then go ahead. You can invest in it.
Okay, yeah.
You say if people think it's good enough, what do you think?
Exactly.
Yeah, no. Well, this is the thing. What I think about...
You know more about the movies
Yeah.
than any investors.
Yeah,
So
what
if
I
it's-
know about my product is that my product is good. But at the same time, I cannot dictate to people about how they should feel if they haven't seen it. So that is why I said when you see it, you make your own choice whether it is good or not. But I'll guarantee you that my product is good. That's the only guarantee I can give. But you still have to see it. Because it's only fair to investors that they know what they're investing in.
Yeah, no, but
So
no,
they have to see it.
Yeah, because it
So
costs a lot.
What will be when you say somebody invests, they are expecting returns.
Okay.
How
well,
are they going to get their...
Well, obviously, a business investment actually is also a business proposal in a way, because when you buy a product to sell it again, or you decided, okay, I'm going to invest in somebody's.
Okay, you don't need that.
No.
I don't have
Yeah.
one.
You don't need it.
I don't need this.
Mhm.
Okay. Yeah. So, there are two types of business people. Okay, people who buy and sell, and people who invest in other people's ideas. So in my case, I am looking for someone that wants to invest in my idea, and I will do all the selling and whatever, but they can also be involved in the decision making. But I want them to just invest in it.
Yeah.
But for them to invest in it, I have to give them a couple of guarantees. That's when I'll meet with them. I cannot reveal a lot about what I would do if I meet somebody.
It's a simple
Yeah.
thing. It's a
Yeah.
proposal with a turnaround.
Exactly. So I
if you
really
don't
want
have
to
a-
meet.
if somebody calls
Right.
you on the phone,
Right.
I was a salesperson.
Yeah.
So when you call somebody on the phone, you're trying to get a product. You don't say, okay, I'll see, you will see, or whatever. You have to be right there. You can ask, because they're going to ask you, what do you think is my turnaround?
Right.
or what do you think, how am I going to make money if I invest in this? So right then and there, you have to tell them exactly. Some people don't want to wait for a paper or proposal. After you tell them what you're going to get, that's when they will say, okay, I want to see a proposal.
Right.
There's
let's put it this way.
Of everything.
Let's put it this way. The old-fashioned marketing strategy still works for every company. That's direct marketing. Okay? You can do as much, you can say as much as you want on the phone. Okay? That's just to get the person's attention. Okay? But I still believe in direct marketing. Like I said, if somebody inbox me now and say, hey, I'm interested in your product, I'll tell them a little bit about the product because it's just a telephone. And then I'll tell them, where do you want me to fly to? Can you meet? Because I still believe in direct marketing. Wow. I still believe in having a whole file about my product. And I still believe in presentation. You can do much presentation on the phone when it comes to movie.
I would like to interrupt on that because you say in all these marketing strategies, it don't work.
Well, not all days. It's still a new school thing.
No, it don't work. Marketing strategies are changing according to the economy, according to the media. Everything now is on the media. Nobody's gonna say, where do you want to meet? The first thing they're gonna ask, send me a shot. Okay. That's what they want to do. They're going to say, send me, because you can do everything on your phone now, or your computer.
Of course you can.
So you can, before they meet with you, you think those people that have money have time to be meeting with everybody that wants them to invest? No, it's not going to happen.
Right. Well, let's put it this way.
They want to see the product first.
Let's put it this way.
A shot before.
Okay. Let's put it this way.
Okay, we like it.
Okay. Business proposals are not absolute. Okay. Business is a relative thing. There's different types of businesses. People are involved in different types of businesses. There are buyers and sellers. There are people who only sell services.
Well, this is a particular business we're talking about. We don't want to go too much into different stuff.
Let's just put it this way. Let's put it this way, okay? People either invest in a product or they don't. It's up to you, the owner of the product, how you sell your product. Mm-hmm. That's when presentation comes in play. To do presentations, you cannot do presentation on the phone. The only thing you can do on the phone is when you have something to sell in terms of, let's say the person asks you, so if I buy this product, okay, they won't tell you, well, how much profit I'm going to make in it. Okay, they won't ask you that. They will tell you, okay, I'm interested in your product. A good business person, when it comes to a movie, for example, right? If you want investors to be in your movie, you cannot just do that on the phone. I like to meet people face to face because in business, it's not about who you talk to on the phone, right? It's about meeting with people because there's a lot of things in play. You can analyze them, their body language. You can tell a lot about people when you meet them in person than on the phone. Like for me, that's just how I do things because like I said, business is a versatile thing. There is not a correct way or there is not an absolute way. You do things according to your product and what works for your product. Yeah, so you cannot use the same formula in business for everything.
And that's why I go again where you're saying that if it's a movie that you already, because this is not like a project anymore, the movie is already done, right? Yeah. You guys have the premiere.
I'll meet with the person, simple. That's how I will do it.
Okay. So in terms of copyright,
in terms of copyright, I do have all the rights to it. So in terms of copyright, let's just say I have an investor that says, okay, let's take for example, because there are different types of investors, right? Mm-hmm. Some people can have the resources in terms of manpower, or they can have the resources in terms of equipment. Let's say a distribution company, for example, right? Mm-hmm. If a distribution company is interested in your product, right? As an artist, you can only give them distribution rights. That's what I'll do. I don't know what other artists would do, but that's what I'll give a distribution company. I'll give them distribution rights, and that's it.
So in royalties, you are giving them the right to distribute.
To distribute and to manufacture as well. Manufacture and distribution. I won't give them royalty rights because they do not own the property. That's an intellectual property that belongs to the maker. Any smart person would not sell.
In terms of the distribution, how much is, in terms of percentages?
Okay, well, percentage is something that you discuss between two parties. It's something private. So it's not something you just tell them. Yeah. Okay. You look at the investment, how much they want to invest, and how much work they are willing to put towards your product. Mm-hmm. That's how you determine the percentage wise. Some people will say, okay, I'll just sell my whole product to them. You get me? Like the whole thing, royalties, everything. I just want to sell it to you. You do whatever. But in this case,
So
I
you're
cannot
still
do
gonna
that.
retain ownership of the movie.
Exactly.
Okay.
I still own the royalties. I still own all rights to it. The only rights I will be willing to sell is just distribution rights. And even the distribution rights, we have to sit down and figure out how we have to go about it.
Are you aware of any distribution network?
They
for
have
African
some.
movies?
They have some in Freetown actually,
Okay.
and I have been talking to some people in Sierra Leone. But what they are offering me is a little different. You know, for them, they just want me to sell my intellectual property and everything and just give them the master copy, and they just buy it from me. But then I decided that no, I would not do that. I would rather sell you distribution rights. You can distribute it. You can even manufacture and distribute it for me. And then you get to get a certain percentage that we agree upon. That this is what you should get, this is what I should get. And also, it's not something I'm just going to hand over to them. Like, when, you know, like how you take something and say, here. No. We have to do it in front of a lawyer. Your lawyer, the company's lawyer, and my lawyer would sit down, and they will go through all the formula, the protocols or whatever. And then once we come to an agreement, we have to sign, and my lawyer will be responsible to hand over the item to them. Because in case of piracy and all that stuff, the company also has to give guarantees. Because that's my property, that's my intellectual property, that's my work. So I would need them to give me guarantees that, okay, if I give you rights to distribute, you have to guarantee me that that distribution is wholly and solely for your company alone. But anyway, we'll talk more. Those are much more private things that I'll discuss with companies.
From the point of an investor, they're always looking into history. Have you ever entered into a similar agreement before that led to some amount of profit?
Well,
Or
I
is
have
this
been involved. Yeah. I mean, I've been involved in certain businesses that I did. Like I said, I'm a hustler. Some of these businesses I did was.
In other words, you have the history of
Well, that's
returns.
Yeah.
'Cause every investor will want
Wants to
to make
see-
sure that they are
Okay,
making
now
money.
what you were
Know how
talking
you're
about,
making
you were talking about pretty much a businesses that is. Well, now I think you want the IRS to come for me. But anyway, let's put it this way, okay? I mean, there are certain things I would not say on TV because I have my own reasons. For reasons that people know that it won't be wise for me to say them because, we live in a world where, what I mean. But let's just put it this way. I'll have something to show for it, So as far as that movie is concerned, if someone wants to invest in it, we can have a preliminary meeting if we live far away from each other, just on the phone, so we can get to know about the business. I can tell you what you need to know, preliminary. But I still believe in.
In terms of money, how much are you expecting from an investor?
Okay, in terms of money, let's put it this way. I will leave it open because every investor is different. Every investor's offer, you don't tell them what, you can tell them, okay, this is what I want. But at the end of the day, they still have to make their offer, right? So in this case, I don't want to tell them what I want. I want my product to speak for itself. I want them to see it first. Back home, they say you can buy cow for invoice, right?
And that's what I was
So I
saying
want
from the
them to
beginning.
see,
You have to
you know,
give them that.
right.
But at the same time, you
Right.
can tell them that this is what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
You got to present them with some kind
Definitely.
of numbers because they
Yeah.
want to know.
Yeah,
and
of
then they
course.
will say, okay, with the numbers works for us or it doesn't work for us.
Yeah.
Because one thing I want to say, when I look Shark Tank, I don't know if you know that, it's on TV.
I watch it all the time.
Yeah.
I know what you mean.
Okay.
Yeah. What about Shark Tank?
Yeah. So when you look at it, people go there and they present their stuff.
Yeah.
And I guess before they even get to TV, there's things they have sent before, and they will pick up who is good or who is not good. And
Right.
then you go there, you talk about your product, and you also you also tell them what you're looking for.
Right,
What is
right.
the amount
Right.
or the percentage? What are you? What do you want to sell it? Is there any royalties? And then the people that have the money will say, okay, well, after listening to your presentation, they will say, okay, this is a business, and they also ask for how long have you been doing it?
Right.
Has there been any turnarounds? What are you making?
Right.
How much are you spending?
Right. Okay, now.
So all those things they ask
Again.
right there, and it's
Again,
open.
there's no formula in business, okay? Business, as far as I'm concerned, is the most relative things that ever exists. Even people that are not educated can do business. There's so much, business is so open that nobody can actually create a formula. You can create an idea and say, okay, maybe if you use this, it'll work. It's all hypothetical. It might not even work. So it depends to the product that you're selling. In this case, I am trying to market an idea, an intellectual idea, okay? That the only returns the idea has is the fact that we did a premiere. And that's the only money that movie has made. So the only thing I can give them is the figures about how much money we made when we premiered.
So how was the premiere?
It was really
successful?
nice, actually. It was jam-packed. It was in Minnesota. So, like I said,
Did you get any feedback from the attendees?
Definitely, I did, because it was all over
Was
my
it positive?
Facebook page. Very positive. And people actually still keep asking me, when are you going to put that movie out? But I keep telling them, when the time comes, it will come out. You know, because most of the movies that we see in Hollywood that are being made, some of them has been made 6 years ago, maybe even 7 years ago. Some of them have been, they've been made like 10 years ago. But these are movie companies that have so much money that they make movies and keep them. They just archive them. So most of the movies that we see today and say this is a new movie, the fact is they've been working on those movies for like over 6 years.
How was the storyline? Is
You
it
know.
something that is very attractive?
Yes, it is. Actually, I can tell the guests if they want to know about the storyline. The storyline actually is about a girl who is confused about her sexuality. You know, it's about love, it's dramatic, it's about drama. It's also about, it's a romantic tragedy as well. You know, it's very dramatic. I'll put it that way. It's not an action movie film. It's not a film that's based on any kind of, you know, active sequences. Okay. It's just a drama. It's just a dramatic movie. You know, it's a story about a girl.
And I have a question.
Yeah.
Because you say it's somebody that is struggling with their sexuality. When you were writing the story, what were you thinking is going to be your viewers? Who is going to be the people that are going to watch those kind of movies? Because
again,
when it comes
Your
to
target audience.
target audience,
okay.
because when it comes to African, it's the very like
Right.
so
Okay.
for them to watch movies like that is
Right.
kind of
Again,
out of the-
I'll go back to what I said earlier. Okay, in business, what matters is there's no formula. Okay, there are certain types of product that someone wants to sell to people. You can have a target audience. Whatever I do in whatever work I do not have a target audience. Okay, my audience pretty much is the whole world. Anybody
Well,
who
that
finds
means your target audience is the whole world.
Exactly.
No, I'll
So
tell you
have to
why I say
have-
that.
That's-
No. I'll tell you why I
that
say
can't
that.
happen. That
Okay.
doesn't-
No, I'll tell people why I
Everybody
say
that
that.
writes or do stuff,
Okay.
they always have even when you want to
Okay.
write a book.
Okay.
When I was thinking of writing a book, the
Okay.
first thing the people asked me was, "Who are you targeting? Who is your target audience?"
Okay.
Because that's
You
how
gotta have
to
define-
you
in
have
order to be
gotta
successful.
Yes.
Okay.
Because
You have
also
to
if
know
you
who
think
your
about
audience
the old
is.
world, you're not going to be
Okay.
successful.
Now I'm gonna
because
repeat.
not the old world. You said you keep saying business.
Okay, I'll repeat myself again.
Business
Okay.
is not a wedding thing. You still
Okay.
need knowledge. That's why a lot of
Okay.
business in Africa, as
When
we
you
see,
have a
are
target
not
audience,
successful.
okay, like I said, business is when it comes to business, there are different products. There are products that actually need target audiences, and there are products. Like take Hollywood movies for example. Okay, when Hollywood market their product, they do not have a target
Yes,
audience.
they do.
They have
They go by the
preliminary.
time.
No, I'll tell you.
No.
When movies are premiered all over the world, okay? When movies are premiered all over the world, okay? When they say, okay, we want the movie to be premiered in Czechoslovakia, we want the movie to be premiered in Africa, We want the movie to be premiered in
I
America.
hope you're talking
We
because
want
I've been in
the
those places,
no, hold
so
on.
I can tell you exactly.
No,
what
hold on,
movies
hold
they
on.
will
We're talking
watch
about
and what.
no. Let's focus on what.
So here's the thing. When we say target audience,
yeah, exactly. I know what
it
you mean about
means,
target
like,
audience.
if you're
though.
making a movie, you first have to decide: are we making this movie for kids?
Okay,
Are we making them for adults?
right.
Are we making them
Right.
for, you know?
So you mean if it's
the
R
ratings?
rated,
Yeah.
basically? Okay.
So you first have to define
well, the
your
movie
audience.
is PG. Well, it's PG-13.
Yeah, that's
if
what
that's
we
what you
mean,
meant.
yeah.
It's PG-13. I was talking about you trying to say I'm making it for certain people. So I was still trying to tell you that
like you have to first define your audience.
You define your audience.
To
Whether
know-
by
it's
age,
PG-13. That
like,
answers
let's
the
say
question.
the kind of
Okay.
movie that
It's
you
a
say,
PG-13 movie.
well,
That should answer the
okay,
question.
Can
basically.
let me just have a 1 second here before I leave you to talk.
Yeah.
When you say you're making a sexual confused girl,
Right.
you did it because of the time right now. Everybody's doing these movies now. Everywhere you look.
Well,
because
I
of the
disagree.
No,
I disagree
no.
with you,
Listen,
though.
okay, you can disagree.
I'll
you
tell
can
you why.
To agree, but let me.
I
tell
didn't
you
do it for
something.
this time.
Listen. Okay, wait, hold on.
I did not do the movie for this time.
Can you hold on? You might
It's a
say
storyline.
that it's a storyline, but it's still a storyline that we're living. It's not a storyline that is sacred. But back home, that's what I'm trying to figure
Back
out. Are
home,
you trying to
who's
have
back home,
audience
actually?
from Africa?
No, not really.
Well, that's what. Okay, that's targeted audience. You see, that's what I mean.
No.
No, you were.
I just told you.
No, you said not for them, not for Africa.
Okay.
So that's what I mean.
I'll
That's
repeat myself again.
Targeted audience.
Whatever
You
I do,
understand what I mean?
okay? I'll repeat
So
myself again. There's no formula in business.
There is.
Period.
There is. You might.
You
I'm
go-
going to disagree to
you
disagree
go with
on this
what
one.
works for
Agree
your
to disagree.
product.
No, you don't. You
Okay.
go according to the people.
People cannot use the same formula for every
No,
product
it's
in
not
business.
the same formula, but there's
Okay?
there's a
Every
formula.
product is different. You market the product according to
You want to
the
get to
product
the same.
itself.
No, you want to get to the same result. It's just like mathematics. There are different ways of solving a problem in maths.
That's
Believe
my
me.
point.
But you want to
It's-
get to the
there's
same.
no formula.
There is a formula. In
Nah,
math,
if you
I
just
am a
say,
listen,
no, I disagree.
Listen,
If you just say,
maths is with
if
formulas.
you just say
There's
there are
no-
different formulas to get into something, no, we're having a discussion now. If
No,
you
we're
just
not-
say
we're not
in
having a
mathematics,
discussion.
you have
You always
different
say-
formulas to come to the same answer, I can agree with you. That's the same thing with
That
business.
that's a
Okay,
way
when
of
I mean-
formulas.
when
It's
you-
formulas.
No, but you have different ways. You can't
Okay, we're
say
listening to
it's
Amja
one way.
because
When
Amja
you
is
say
gonna
there is
talk
no
about-
formula, what do you mean?
Okay, I'll tell you why.
Mm.
It's simple. In business, you market your business according to your product because every product is different.
So
What
when you
people
say
can gain.
according to,
Okay,
it takes a
now
formula to get it.
I'll give you an example.
According to,
I'll give you an example.
that's the formula.
As a
we're
Okay,
talking
I'll
about.
give you an
There is
example.
no formula.
No.
There is. You
No,
have to have
okay.
the formula.
In
There
other
is
words,
a
like
basic
once you
knowledge.
start the business,
Yeah.
in your head, it doesn't mean that when we say
Well,
formula, it has to be the same for everyone.
No, it's not.
Well,
Don't
then
say
I
like-
don't want
in
to
other
use the word
words, You
formula.
have
again.
It
to
is.
create.
I don't want to use the word formula.
You
again.
want to create a path to a
A
success.
pathway might be the right word for
Yeah.
it
It's so
because business is very versatile.
So to
You get me?
succeed, you have to plan.
Of course,
Exactly,
you plan.
because
So that
Everybody's-
the process of planning is your formula
it's a
for
formula.
the business.
Well, let's put it this way, though. Let's put it this way, okay?
Oh, viewers.
Now-
I love my viewers.
Now, let's put it this way,
Please,
okay?
I hope you guys are asking questions.
This is why people are stuck. You know, they have what they call when people are stuck in a quagmire. The best thing for any successful person to be successful, you have to be creative. The moment you're stuck in a particular style, in a particular way, I'll give you a perfect example.
No, it's not.
There's Bruce Lee. I'll give you an example. Okay, there's a martial art in China called Kung Fu. It's in China. It's a form of martial art, right? It's called Kung Fu. Now, in Kung Fu, people got to the point where they're stuck to one style. It's called, like they have what they call the crane style, tiger fist, whatever they call it. But once you're stuck, you know what happens when you're stuck? You're limiting yourself. Now, what Bruce Lee did, Bruce Lee came up with the idea called a style without no style, which is, it's called just kundu, whatever, because that's the name he calls it. Now, what Bruce Lee was trying to say, it's a concept that you can use in anything around the world, okay? You can take other people's ideas. They can call it formula because that's what they are stuck in. No, hold on. No, because that's their formula. I don't work with formulas, I'll tell you that.
Being a kung fu person
Okay,
or what, it's not a.
Let
you
me
don't
say
understand
this
what I'm-
again. Are you trying to force me to accept
No,
your
no, no,
way
no, 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 no.
how you should
Listen,
do
let me
things,
tell
or you want me to tell you how I do things?
I have a father that is a mathematician, okay? And when
Are
you
we
go
discussing
to,
math, or
no,
are we
I'm just trying to
discussing-
tell you about what you're saying, stuck in one thing.
That's my point.
Nobody's stuck. My dad taught me
Yeah.
different ways to solve math solution.
Yeah.
There is it's a formula, but it's a different formula because we're all getting the same answer.
Okay.
So when you try to do business, all you're thinking at the end of the day is to make profit.
I don't think about formula. I think about
Oh my
pathways.
God. Okay. Well, sorry.
Well,
we're
it's
gonna
pretty
just
Well,
much
let's
what
put it
I'm
this
saying.
way,
It's
though.
pretty
Okay,
much
I'm a
the same.
renegade. Okay, I like to have creative ideas. I
No,
never
he likes
want.
to be right. Huh?
This is how I do.
How do you get to those creative ideas?
Okay, I'll tell you. This is what I do. You look at different ways that people do things and make it better. That's just how I
But
do
you're
things.
still going to go through those steps and then
Of
add
course, you
another
have
one.
to
Well,
because
that's
because you have to
formulas.
learn. It's like
But-
taking a
in
kid.
effect, we don't have to argue over that. 'cause
Okay,
we are
of course,
talking
yeah.
about one and the same
Yeah.
thing.
Exactly.
My
Yes,
point
okay.
is that
So let's go to the next
Next
topic.
question. Next
Yeah.
topic.
What
Next
is,
topic.
what are some of the hurdles that you face?
what is some of the orders
In
that
terms
I've
of
met is
distribution,
finance.
though, to the
Finance
medium.
is one of them.
Finance,
Finance.
okay.
Basically, whatever I do comes out of my pocket. Period. Okay? And
do
the
we
reason
have
why,
any distribution network for African movies?
well, that's the thing. I don't want to label my work as
Not your
African.
work. I'm asking, do we have any distribution?
Well, they do
network?
have them. They have Iroko. They have a lot of other channels. I just haven't contacted them. Yet
How
because
effective is the Iroko?
it's kind of effective because they have
A lot more.
quite a lot of people
Yeah.
that goes there and watch it.
A lot.
You know, you have
Is it a
Netflix.
distribution network or?
No.
something similar to
It's not a
Netflix?
distribution network. It's a showing network. What they
It's
do
more like
is,
Netflix.
yeah,
Yes,
they
kind
just
of,
show.
You pay to watch to go there.
That's
so
all
you
they
can
do.
watch.
They
Do
just
you
show
get
it up.
paid like if you list a movie there?
Well, of course, you can't do it for nothing. I mean, you know how? Let's put it this way: when you take your music
Mhm.
and put it on iTunes, okay? iTunes sells each songs for 99 cents. Now, there's a certain percentage that you get because it's your work. All they are doing is they are providing you with a platform, you get me, to sell your product,
Mhm.
which is a good business for them because a lot of people, now they don't charge you nothing. They just say, okay, this is what we're going to do. It's the same thing. It's the
So
same
percentage
method.
based, like they get a
Yeah,
certain percentage of-
yeah. It's the same method that Facebook is using. They do it free for everybody, but the fact that they can garner that much people to be part of Facebook is exactly what advertisers are looking for. Companies are looking for to advertise their product. So Facebook actually make their money through advertising.
Yeah. That's,
I know, yeah.
Everybody's the same.
You know, so people might be thinking, why isn't Facebook charging people? No, they actually want to make it free so they can get more people, and that's what advertisers are looking for.
So they're building a base.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's the same thing with YouTube does the same concept as well. Well, kind of similar to that. You know, they look at certain views. As soon as you get that views, or there's some like even your website, you can have a website. If the website has a lot of traffic, you can actually attract advertisers.
So let's talk a little bit about your music.
Okay. The music part of it, like I said, I decided 2 years ago that I need to get into music. You know, I'm not new to entertainment. Like I said, I've been performing since I was a little kid. So I decided that, you know what, I have a talent to do something. So let me do something about it. That's how I decided that 2 years ago that I'm going to jump into the music thing, you know. And I decided to take it seriously now because I don't want to waste my time for nothing. So I said, you know what, I'm going to take this seriously. I'm going to do what I can. And I've been working on my album for 2 years. You know, like 2 straight years. It was kind of slow because I did not have the finance, you know, to actually make it go faster, you know. Just like every other independent artist, you know, they spend everything out of pocket. And so I'm no different from them. It's the same thing. The album actually is complete, to be honest. You know, I have recorded over 24 songs. So if I want to release 2 albums right now, I can do it. But that's not how it works.
So how do you guys make money?
Okay, you make money in different ways in music. Number one, nobody really cares about buying, well, they do care some, about buying CDs anymore. People rather stream their music than buying it because now there's so much, even distribution companies are losing money because of piracy. You know what I mean? So streaming is the future, period. In fact, it's already
How
started.
do you make money by
Streaming
somebody
it.
else streaming your music?
Okay, there's a lot of ways you can do that. Number one, you have to make sure you have the copyright for all your work, basically, so that if anybody uses your music
So
or
what
streams it,
platform? When you say stream, what platform?
they have different platforms. They have iTunes, they have Pandora, they have there's a lot of them. I think Torrent, so Spotify. Yeah, they have a bunch
So
of them.
when somebody plays your music in Spotify, how much do you get paid?
Well, when somebody plays, you mean like when they stream it there, right? Well, you have to first set up an account with Spotify, basically.
I'm assuming you already.
Well, I haven't done that yet because, you know, I don't know much about Spotify. I know it's a platform just like iTunes.
What about iTunes?
It's the same. Well, it's the same concept. I just
Well,
explained.
iTunes, you have to download your music.
Of course, they download it. Yeah,
So
you
when
upload
they-
it actually.
When they do, how much do you get paid?
Well, iTunes can take like 40%.
40%.
Yeah.
Okay.
It depends, you know. And for some artists, it's even more, you know. But the point is that the reason why most people prefer to be independent artists because of technology, social media, they give them that opportunity to actually get rid of the middleman. You know what I mean? The middleman could be different things. It could be a record label. Because the fact is that what record label used to do for people, for artists, social media can actually provide you with that opportunity. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but it won't be as much.
Of course, it won't be as much.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because when
of
a
course.
record label, you sign a contract,
Of
you
course.
start your
Well, of
music,
course, yeah.
you get paid. When it comes to being an independent artist, it's a lot of work. You have to do everything for yourself,
True.
and then you have to find a way to promote it. For
True.
people to say it and make sure they pay for
Right,
it.
right,
Because some
right.
people won't. If they see it on Facebook or they see it somewhere, that's why you have to let them know. That the viewers need to know that when you're an independent, you have to get a different kind of account where you get likes. Go on YouTube, try to make sure people come and subscribe, not only to view but also to subscribe.
Right.
Because you want to get to certain numbers so that you can at least get
Right,
paid
right,
for
right.
your stuff.
Right.
Because you can also put it. Spotify, Pandora's, they're all a middleman because they still take money out of your music anyways. It's the same
Well,
thing.
I don't call them a middleman. A middleman is someone who mediates between an artist and the world.
That's what they
kind
do.
of. But they don't do mediation. So
That's
they
what
just
they do
what they
actually.
do.
They are in the middle.
That's the thing.
No. What
They
I'm
are
saying is that
bringing
They're
you-
bringing you.
And
no, they don't
the
have
customer.
any. No, they don't have any control over your intellectual property.
But you have to go through them
Yeah,
to make
to
money.
make- yes.
No. I think you guys are mistaking what I meant. Okay, now
By
words are
being in the
relative.
middle means you are
me.
in the middle of
Okay.
the supplier
When I
and the
say
consumer.
when I say
And that's
get
what it
rid
is.
of the middleman,
Mhm.
normally in business you have a link between the person who's the artist, right,
Mhm.
and the world or like
And
other
that's the
things.
same- but
So
that's
that's
the same
how
thing.
record labels comes in as a middleman.
Yeah, but
because
that's the same
hold on.
thing Spotify
No, hold
and
on.
doing
The
now,
online people are replacing the record labels.
Exactly.
Okay,
They're
so
replacing them.
so let's say you have a product to sell, okay, then
You go to
Then somebody who's a store person who sells at the store comes to you and say, "Hey man, I think I like your product. Can I sell them the store? You give me a certain price for it, and I'll
that
make
store
commission."
become the middle person.
Middle person.
No. Well,
Yes,
listen.
You replace.
You guys are too focused on the middle person. The concept of a middleman in any business environment, you know what I'm talking about.
They still
I don't
take-
want us to go to that
The-
middle.
No.
The-
For me, it's a
Still
waste
gonna
of
take
time.
percent. No,
The
they're still
middleman
they're
is,
still making
is
money.
anyone who will be bringing the buyer and the seller.
Exactly.
Okay. Then we can also say technology is a middle person as well.
Yes,
Yeah,
it
that's
is.
what
That's
we're
what we're
saying.
trying to
But
say.
why do we have to focus on the word middle? For me, it doesn't make sense.
Because they're in the
You
middle.
said
No,
You
I want to
said- you-
focus on.
They don't do nothing. They just bring
Exactly.
two people
You said
together.
it.
Yeah, but we don't want to focus on definition too much. We
But you
fo-
said it.
no, it
That's
doesn't
why
matter if I
that's-
say it.
We're
or
not
not.
focusing on the definition.
Let's focus on.
It relates to whatever we are
Of
talking
course,
about.
yes.
related,
Okay, now,
so
when I say
Oh.
independent artists have the opportunity to get rid of the middleman,
Mm-hmm.
what I meant by that is wholly and solely a record label. I'm not talking about all those other little things.
They're
They can
not
be
little.
middlemen
They're not
as well.
little.
I
Okay.
think by being independent, you move in from the traditional middle
But that's my
person
point.
to the modern day middle person.
Right.
Yes, it's a, well, it's
It's the same thing.
It is okay.
It's
In
just that's why
retrospect,
you make more money
exactly.
okay. Let's put it
and you
this
have
way.
more control.
Control
Okay.
over your stuff. That's it. But
Okay,
you still have somebody,
let's put it this
you
way.
need person to
Okay.
sell your music.
I don't like to focus on definitions.
Yeah, well,
You know why? I'll tell you why.
You said the definition.
I don't like to
That's
have
why
a
we said
set
it.
pattern. Okay? Like I said, I never like to put myself in a box.
It doesn't matter how
Okay.
you turn it. It's still the same.
You
thing
can
for me.
interpret something to however you want to interpret it, as long as it works for you. That's just my mentality. Okay? So when I say the artist, an independent artist can get rid of a middleman, my focus was wholly and solely on a record label. I don't worry about if I want to talk about other middle outlets, I can do that. But that's not my point. I was trying to make a point that the record label basically is the cut of middleman.
If you want to get rid of the middle people,
no, not
the
all. The
only way you can do it is to sell your own music directly to the consumer.
That's my point. Yeah, so that is why I say you cannot sell me.
But you're not doing it.
If you list it on Spotify, iTunes, you are going to.
They are a form of a middleman.
Yeah,
but that's not. I wasn't talking about.
If you don't want to deal with that, so
I wasn't talking
about
your
own website and you sell directly to the customer.
When you say middleman, there is.
Well, I mean, you cannot tell me what my interpretation of a middleman should be. It doesn't make sense.
Listen, you always say the thing that you keep saying. I don't want the pattern. You just don't want to call it the same thing. But
I'll simplify it. I'll simplify it to make it easy. The middleman that I was talking about.
Are you talking to people that don't
record
understand
label.
English?
Okay, I'll simplify it again.
No, you're not simplifying nothing for me. I'm sorry.
Well, I'm doing it for the audience. I'm doing it for the audience.
The record labels, you can get rid of them.
That's my point.
But
and then you can directly deal with outside people.
So in other words, you are replacing the record label.
That's my point I'm trying to make.
Okay, so let's move on to the next topic.
Thank you.
Question, please.
That's all it is.
He thinks. Okay.
That's all it is.
Let's go to the next topic.
Okay, let's go to the next question because we need
so
to.
What's the next question?
So let's talk about your music. I know you're going to be releasing.
Yeah, right. So
we can.
Right. I have an album that I'm already finished with, and the plan before I release the album is to actually release a single for the album. Okay, and I am going to put all my energy that I've never done before into that single. I've already shot the video of the single. I shot it in Maryland, actually, not too long ago, a couple of days ago. And the plan was to first put that single out and put the video out. And then look at how people, how receptive they are towards that. You get me? Because if I get a good reception from them, then I know the album is ready to be released. But if I didn't get a good reception, then I'll keep pushing that song until it becomes something. Because I want to be confident when I release my album. So I'm going to release that song. It's actually called I Don't Mind, And I've also shot a couple of other videos, which I just shot today and yesterday. And I am planning on using that video as well, but not necessarily for the album. That can come in a later time. But I've already shot a video for a particular song which I'm already promoting. The single is not out yet. I was going to release the single for the song because I want people to know the song first and enjoy the song, then release the video. But then I decided not to do that. I decided to release the video and the song the same day, same time, and just put it out there. Like I said, in every business, there's risk involved. I'm taking a chance. So I'm putting it out there and see how people received it. If the reception is well, then that will motivate me to actually push the album further and say, okay, I'll have a release date. So as of right now, I do not have a release date for the album, but I have an anticipation date for it. Not a date, but a season for it, which is in summer. So I'm looking forward to release the album.
So what I want to do now is just to play a sample of some of your music.
Right.
Let's do that. Let's do that.
You guys can be talking.
I'm just gonna sit here and smile. Yeah.
It's Marker Music.
Hey. Baby, yo. Baby, yo. Baby, yo. Baby, yo. Take on. You now, baby, yo. Hey. My baby, yo. Hey. Sing. Take on. Baby, me, I love your swag. Baby, come take that money, yo. Baby, me, I like your style. come chop my money, yo. Baby, yo, baby, yo. Baby, come shake that booty, yo. Baby, yo, baby, yo. Baby, come chop my money, yo. Hey, girl, so beautiful. I feel call you the mommy, yo. See the way you make me crazy. I feel spend all my money, yo. Baby, me, I love you so bad, so bad. Baby, you are shining so bright, so bright. Hey, you fit to be my girl, you fit to be my girl. Hey, I fit to be your man, I fit to be your man. Hey, baby, me, I love your swag. Baby, come take that money, yo. Baby, me, I like your style. Baby, come chop my money, yo. Baby, yo, baby, yo. Baby, come shake that booty, yo. Baby, yo, baby, yo. Baby, come chop my money, yo. Now you know me, sweetie, baby, yo. Sweetie, baby, yo. Come make a give you my money, yo. Give you my money, yo. The way you they come close, you they do me like Don Jazzy. Shake on the beat, make her sing for this sweet lady. Hey, you fit to be my girl, you fit to be my girl. Hey, I fit to be your man, I fit to be your man. Hey, baby, me, I love your swag. Baby, come take that money, yo. Baby, me, I like your style. Baby, come chop my money, yo. Baby, yo, baby, yo. Baby, come shake that booty, yo. Baby, yo, baby, yo. Baby, come chop my money, yo. I go buy you Bugatti, buy you Ferrari. Baby, yo, I go make you my darling, make you my wifey. Yeah. Baby, yo, baby, me, I love you so bad, so bad. Baby, you are shining so bright, so bright. Hey, you fit to be my girl, you fit to be my girl. Hey, I fit to be your man, I fit to be your man. Hey, baby, me, I love your swag. Baby, come take that money, yo. Baby, me, I like your style. Baby, come chop my money, yo. Baby, yo, baby, yo. Baby, come shake that booty, yo. Baby, yo, baby, yo. Baby, come chop my money, yo. Baby, me, I love your swag. Baby, me, I like your style. Baby, yo, baby, yo. Baby, yo, baby, yo.
Grammarly does more than catch errors. With Grammarly, you can find really good, no, perfect words that make your writing sharp, or explicit, or excellent, or distinctive. As a matter of fact, for what it's worth, Grammarly can, yeah, that's long. We can get rid of that, and this, good, and this, or how about this? Yep. Grammarly helps you be concise. If your tone might make someone feel like this, Grammarly can remind you. It would help if you soften your tone. And if you need the support, Grammarly.
Okay, we're back.
Hi, welcome again, my people. I hope you guys love the song, and this song is also on YouTube for you to listen to, so you can view. He did everything. He looked for the location, the person, and everything. So everything he do is specific. So I want you guys to go
He's
on
director
YouTube.
and everything. right?
Yes, so he does all the stuff himself. So I want you guys to go and enjoy the talent of this young man. We're gonna try to wrap it up because it's getting late. So I don't know if he has anything else that he want to say to the viewers, like
Right.
anything particular that you want to talk about before we.
So before you wrap it up, what are some of the challenges that you guys get?
Some of the challenges that I have is that I am juggling.
Here's my view with artists in America, right? Africans don't care about lyrics.
Right.
They only care about the tune, like
Right.
they be
Just
able
to
to
dance.
dance to it.
Rhythm.
You know, whether it costs them anything, they don't care about
Right.
it. They just want to dance.
Right.
But most of the artists here, they are so focused on rapping. You know.
Yeah.
So
Well.
what is your take on that?
Well, you know what? There are different types of music. Like I said, the world itself is a variety. Okay, it's a globe, but it's full of variety. You know, when it comes to art, I really don't like to tell people how to do their art, to be honest, because there are different types of art. You know, hip hop itself is a form of art. Some people can argue that hip hop is poetry as well, and some poets would say, well, no, hip hop is not poetry.
No,
But
I'm being specific to
Yeah,
the
that's what I mean.
African audience,
just
yeah, I'm
African.
coming to that.
which is your first audience if you release the music.
Right.
So,
So
what is so difficult to cater for people who don't care about lyrics?
Well, in music, like I said,
Mhm.
when I write music, if you notice, I don't talk too much with my music. I like to stay on point. You know, I don't ramble, right? I have a song called Chocolate. Okay, it's a song that has a nice beat to it. So I didn't want to drown the beat with too much lyrics on the song. So what I did was I said a little here and there, you get me, and then let the beat do the thing.
There's a
Because
song
I want
that-
people
that
to
I
dance.
see you perform with some weddings, which get people dancing.
Right.
What's that song?
Well, I've performed different songs, so I don't know which ones you're talking about. I've performed Baby O. I mostly I perform. There's this
What are some of
cultural
the
song
songs
as
that you do
well.
on music, like weddings?
Yeah, it's that cultural song that I perform at some weddings actually. People like the song because I guess because of
You see people dancing. you know.
yeah, exactly. I guess probably because it's a cultural song. That's one. Because the beat is danceable as well. But like when it comes to art, the art itself of music, everything for me goes.
So what do you
You
want
know.
to focus more on what makes Africans dance or the rest of the world?
Okay, rhythm itself is universal. Okay, there's nothing like
But not
for me
all,
though personally.
not all music that makes it to universal rhythm.
Of course, yeah.
Even if they're danceable.
You have some rhythm specific to such
I know,
certain
I
type
know,
of people.
I know.
You know what I mean?
But then that comes down to choices as well. Someone might like a song, but another person would be like, I don't like that song. So it all comes down to individual choices and style, taste. You know, you can take hip hop and go play it probably in a village in Africa. If it has a good rhythm, they would actually dance to it. So rhythm is a universal concept. It doesn't matter what you say in it. It doesn't matter what it is. But as long as somebody can tap your head.
When you say rhythm, it means you trying
The
to
beat.
Match the
the dance
because
style of a particular
yes, because
group
now
of people.
yes, because
You know.
yeah,
So
because
how
yeah.
do you appeal to Africans?
exactly.
Okay.
That's what it is.
Well, I'm African, by the way. So
So are you gonna tailor your music towards?
yeah, but this is the thing. I'm African, first of all. So basically, my song, the genre of my music is called Afro pop. Okay, what Afro pop is a fusion of African and Western pop music. That's why I call my song I put my songs into that genre called Afro pop. Because I'm not only trying to cater to Africans for my music, I'm also trying to cater to the rest of the world. That's just me. Other artists decided, okay, I want my demographic to just be Africans. If you notice, certain African music now are actually crossing a barrier now.
Because this is new times. It's the times
You know,
are changing.
and the reason why it's crossing a barrier, because it has a lot of concept that's responsible for that. Number one, I think they
People are
managed
getting
to figure
know.
out.
People are getting to
To
know.
know
That's
it.
my
That's
point.
what it is.
Yeah,
Getting to
marketing
know.
is part of it. You know, without marketing, product is nothing.
And we have to thankful to
Yeah.
the Nigerians.
Thank you.
That's what I mean.
Matter of fact, we have to
Changing,
be
people are moving
thankful
around.
to people like Peace Choir.
Peace Choir. Yeah.
If I have to be thankful to anybody about why African music is actually, you know what? There are other people to be
Peace
thankful
Choir,
to.
what's his name?
There's Salifukator. There's
is it Jacon or
No,
Who,
no.
what's his name?
It's the one from you
The
mean
guy from Senegal.
Yusundu.
No.
Which one?
oh
Akon.
Akon,
Akon.
Okay,
yes.
but before we say that, we have to give credence to other African
But like,
artists
he's
who
the
actually crossed over.
He's
He's
the
one
one
of
that
very
actually-
few African who crossed over.
Yes, he
That's
did.
true.
And he bring that in, and
Yeah,
because of
but
that,
remember
a lot
though,
of people
before
are
they
actually-
came, there were people like Yusundo. You remember this song called Yeke Yeke? That music actually went to European Billboard #1 on the European charts, and it was everything was African, the beats, the language. But I guess for some reason,
he crossed over.
Thank you.
But he
But
didn't
he
make
didn't
as
get
much
mixed.
money as Jacon.
No.
no, well, times have changed now because you know what I
Jacon,
mean.
right.
In those days of Yusundo, CD was not there. It was mostly what you call it.
So what do you
Air
need
records.
to do to cross over?
Well, I am trying my best. It's not about what I need to do because I don't want to act like I know everything. That's why I like to work with different people because I'm trying to know the business. As much as I'm educating myself, I also like to network with people. I'll ask people, how do you do this? How do you do that? But it's difficult because
I say
people's
you
minds
because
are-
you're the one asking. You're the
Exactly.
one
Yeah.
making
You're
the
the
effort.
one making. Yes,
Yeah.
so you
know,
Well,
you
let's
need
just put it this
So
way.
what do you
need to do, not what networking
in order for
or
cross
stuff
over
like-
to the American market? Just
Okay,
of just-
promotion is one thing I have to focus on, basically.
What about the type of music, the type of
That's
film?
another thing as well because like I said, I already have a genre of music that I do. I would love to to basically maybe experiment in other types of music, but my genre of music is called Afro pop. I have a reason why, okay? Because I decided a long time ago that I want to market my music not just to Africans. I want to market my music to also the rest of the world other than just Africans. That's why the genre is called Afro pop. If you listen to it, you hear some African rhythms. You can bop to it. But at the same time, if you listen to some of the instruments and the way the instrument is being layered on the beat, it has some pop to it,
Yeah, but
like European pop.
Yeah, well, I want to say something. I think it doesn't because of the way times are changing now. Before, when I moved to the States, 10 years ago, people were not wearing Africana everywhere. There was American were not seen with like the kente or all the sort of one that came out later in the year. So now people are experimenting in different things. And for like, one fact, I'm just gonna go back to Mos B. What put him on the magazine was actually cultural music, not hip hop or hip hop, African pop or whatever else he was doing. It was unique. What he did is an African thing, and everybody is enjoying it. When Peace Choir, they do their songs or whatever, they involve their language. They put those things in it. I think it's important. It's good for you to want the Western, but don't forget that you came from Africa.
Okay, I'm going to
So
say
it's
one
something.
thing, though. Number one, I did not forget about Africa. I am still African. I am much more African than I used to be when I was a kid, and I'll always stay African. Now, I'm a businessman. Let's put it that way. Okay, I'm not just an artist. I'm also a businessman. Okay, an artist has the right to choose what kind of music you want to sell to your fans.
Yeah,
Okay,
nobody
you
says
make your
that.
own music. Okay, I have experimented in different music. Okay, in my album, I'll tell my fans right now. In my album, you hear songs there that is completely African. There's nothing English in the songs. You'll hear Mandingo language in the song. You'll hear the Susu language in the song. I have about 3 songs that are just culturally Africans. Okay? Because I like to be versatile. I want to include different types of music that still fall under the Afro pop genre. That's why I call it Afro pop. Afro pop has been around for a while now, Peace Choir were the ones that pioneered Afro pop. You get me? So I want to thank them for that because they all inspired us to want to do Afro pop. So African music is also, evolving. It's also good to actually experiment in different types of songs.
Thank you, KB.
And like I said, I have different songs in my album. I have songs that are completely African, nothing pop about them. But at the same time, I have songs that are both pop and African. So the rhythms are blended. I'm an artist. My creativity, gives me that right to actually experiment with different types of genres of music and blend them into one. You know, for me, I do not know about other artists. I like to be versatile. You know, as much as I am African, but I also want to cater to non-Africans. It's just who I am. It doesn't mean I forgot my roots. I am very much in tune with my roots, and also that I am very much in tune with the kind of music that I do. You know what I'm saying? I always like to ask people who say they like my music. I said, what do you like about my music? Then they will tell me what they like. And then I will build on that. And say, okay, if people like this, let me see if I can infuse it. You know what I mean? So the thing is that I do not want to be the kind of artist that will get stuck in one type of genre. That's just my choice. That's what I choose to do. And that's what I choose to do as a musician. I do not just want to get stuck in one genre of music. So instead, I like to experiment in my creativity so that I can give people something different. You know, one thing about artists, you have to learn that it's very important to stay different. Even the kind of music you make, even if other people are doing it, put a twist to it so you can be a little different from what other people do. So that's my goal. When I do music, I do it for fun. I do it to make people dance. You know, not everybody is going to dance to a certain music. There are certain music that I appreciate the art form of it, but I don't necessarily dance to them because maybe it's not my taste of music. So what we as artists do, we put out there what we have and just let the world, you know, immerse themselves in it. There's going to be people that's going to like your music. There's going to be other people that won't like it. So an artist can only try their best to make sure their work has quality. You get me? It's up to the people to say, okay, I love this music. I love that. Because you cannot tell who's going to like your music. I don't care what you do. You just can't. You put it out there. The reception you get from people, that's what will tell you that, okay, people like the song. You know? So like I said, I do not want to box myself in. That's why I do both African and pop music. So to make it easy for myself, I blend both together. It's not new. It's a concept that has been around for a long time.
It's a smart idea to do that.
Yeah, for me, it's a marketing strategy.
You don't want to limit yourself to only one audience.
Right. You know?
But how...
That's exactly what I was saying. You don't limit yourself.
How do you move
from
the African audience to globe?
Okay.
Is it on the beat or on the tune or the lyrics?
Right. Well, like I said, rhythm.
The rhythm. Okay.
Rhythm is universal.
Okay.
I have seen people that are non-African dance to African music.
Yeah, a lot of them.
They do it because they enjoy the rhythm.
Mm-hmm.
They're not doing it because they feel sorry for Africans. So, okay, we need to start dancing to African music.
So in terms of the music you've done so far, are you getting any input from?
Yeah, I do. I've been getting input for the past 2 years, basically.
Positive?
Yeah, positive input. But also, I have been having constructive criticism as well. Okay. There are certain people I have. These are people that I chose. Mm-hmm. Whenever I record a song, I will send it to them. These are DJs pretty much. These people are all DJs. Mm-hmm. I'll send my song to them and I'll say, listen to this. Tell me what you think.
Have you ever been to an event without knowing the DJ?
Yeah, I've been to a lot of events.
Played?
Yes, I've done. I've been there. I've been like to weddings where I don't even know the DJ, and I heard them play my music. Okay, and then there was this event I went to.
What was the feeling like?
Of course, it's a good feel because then you know there's a DJ playing my songs and I don't even know the DJ. That is why independent artists, when they put their songs out, they are people like DJs. That's what DJs do. They'll go online, like YouTube maybe. They'll listen to a song. If they like it and they think people will bob to it, they make that choice and say, I like this guy's music. I'm just going to put it out there. But at the same time, there's something called politics in the entertainment industry. This is where certain DJs choose only the people that they are friends with that are artists and promote their song. You get me? But in a universal
So
concept,
in other words, you have to
Yeah.
create relationships.
thank you.
Yeah.
That's what I focus
So
on, basically.
you can't blame the DJ.
DJs and
No.
People
Okay,
create-
let's take that word out of it, blame, because that's not what I mean. I think you're taking it out of context. What I mean is that in terms of music,
Now, when you say DJs replace certain people,
well, I'm telling you the reality in
those
the
people are
business.
the people that created the relationship with the DJ.
Okay, I'll tell you one thing that
So
also.
if you know a DJ in town, you can always walk up to them and say,
Well, of course.
I have this music.
That's what I do.
So what that means is you're creating a relationship with the
Yeah,
DJ.
you have to do that. It's
and
not
some-
a,
and
it's
I don't
nothing.
think
It's
most-
not a given. You have
most-
to.
I
do
don't think every DJ have relation with all the thousands of music
Exactly,
that
they
play.
can't.
They don't have.
They can't.
So that's why I don't really care for you saying they play for people that they like.
Okay,
or
now,
they have relation.
again-
they don't. They play for as long as the song is, because they make it's a job for them as well. They're not thinking about, because you ain't making money when they're playing your song. So all they're thinking about, am I going to be called in the next
Something they
business?
can dance to.
Exactly. People can dance to
Right,
this
right,
music.
right.
Because if I'm
Right.
playing good, nobody's going to hire me next time.
Right,
so they're not
right,
thinking
right.
about you.
Right,
If they,
right.
they have a friend that's
Right.
not playing good music, they ain't
Right,
going to play
right,
their music
right.
because
But
they want to
again-
make the money.
again-
So that's why I said I'm not for it.
Right,
because
right.
Some in parties that I go, they play more than 1,000 music by
Right,
the time I
right,
get out of
right.
there.
Right.
And I'm sure they don't know
Right.
all those people.
But again, I'm going back to what I said. Context is very important in every statement that someone makes. Okay, context for me is the most important thing in a statement. Okay, what I said earlier, DJs go out there, they look for songs. They do it constantly. They download songs, thousands of songs from different people that they don't even know. Some of these people don't even have relationships with them.
Yeah.
Now, the reason why I brought that up, that's just the reality, especially in the African music business. I'll tell you that now. It's there. I'm a musician, I know.
Yeah, well,
And I have other musicians who complain about that as well. Like, let's take, now I have to be real with everybody, okay? Let's take Sierra Leone music industry, for example. I'll take that as a perfect example, okay? I know DJs in the Sierra Leone community who only, you get me, they only promote artists, you get me, that they vibe with. I have contacted
Which is
certain...
natural.
Yeah, I have contacted DJs in Sierra Leone. I have spent money. You get me? Because you have to spend money. When you see
them
DJs
to
are not
play your
right,
song,
if they're
okay.
not playing your song, now you have to be proactive. If it's money they want, you have money to
So
spend,
it's
spend it.
Pretty much part of business.
Right. Like I said, I'm an artist, but I'm also a businessman.
So what can you do as an artist to bring your song where you don't need to pay money?
Okay,
They
this is
see
how you
they
do it.
like it and they play it.
Gotta have a hit record, honey.
Again, it's called proactive. I have gone to places where parties that I don't know nobody. When I go there, you get me, the only person I know is the person who invited me. I'll go straight to the DJ. You know what I'll tell them? I say, hey man, I'm an artist. If you want, I can WhatsApp you my song right now. Because you have to be proactive. You don't wait for people to take your song for you to DJs. I meet DJs all the time. So what I do when I meet them, I say, hey man, here's my song. If you didn't have it, you have it. Listen to it. If you like it, I want you to play it. I've been to parties that I didn't know nobody. I gave the DJ my song right there. The DJ played it.
So you have to
You get
hustle.
me? Thank you. You have to push yourself.
And that's independent.
You don't wait for people
Independent.
to push
good.
you.
That's good though for
Yeah.
everything that you do.
Exactly. Because, you know, sometimes artists say, okay, I'm just going to put my song on YouTube and just leave it there. But
And
you
the-
have to
and-
push.
And the good thing, you don't have to do that forever.
Exactly.
So once you get popular,
Yeah, then they do
Exactly.
it for you.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And if you have, let me say, some music that comes out, like the other one, that the song about the fine bubble, when you don't even have those kind of songs, some of the time you don't even have to promote it. It's good. It sounds good. It's a hit record. When it's a hit record, there is not too much that you have to do. When you have a hit record, people, everybody's singing
Right,
it.
right, right.
You understand what I mean? You don't even know. They don't even know the DJ. Some of those people that sing the
Right.
song in Africa, they don't even know the people
Right,
here.
right.
But they play the music because it's a hit record. Everybody
Right, right.
sing to. As soon as it comes, you see the stage is full.
Right, right.
So if you don't have a hit record and they play it and people are going out of the
Yeah.
stage,
Yeah.
guess what?
Yeah.
The DJ is not gonna,
Okay.
because he's putting his career on the line, so he's
Right.
not gonna play it
Okay.
again. So it's
Right.
up to you to make a good record,
Right.
so that people can actually want to
Well,
sing.
that's
Because
not
people-
how music works,
No,
though, in terms
yes.
of hit records. I'll
Yeah,
show you
it's
something.
not- it's- I
This is my
understand.
opinion, though. I'm not trying to deny it.
Well,
Okay.
I'm just saying. if
This
you-
is how it works with hit records, okay? Hit records become a hit when people like it, okay? That's
that's
when it
what
becomes
she's
a
saying.
hit.
That's exactly what I see.
Right.
You
So
don't
it's not
listen.
it's not that
You
you have to
don't
go get some formula or
No,
whatever.
it's,
No, there's no
nobody
formula.
is.
Yeah,
I'm not, what?
yeah,
Oh my
right.
God.
So,
wow.
So to get a hit record, people have to like the music.
You have to put out one, and
No,
so that
it's not
people
just
can
putting
like
out one. You can put any music out, but
No.
it becomes a hit
It-
when people like it.
Yes,
You make
but-
music for the people. The people are the ones who make
Well,
the
not for
music.
them to like it, you have to put it out.
Yes,
Of course.
You have
That's
to.
what she's
That's
saying.
that's a
what I'm
given,
saying.
though. That's a
But
given.
No, it's not a.
I mean, you have to do that. You can't keep your music. It doesn't make sense. But
When
for
I
music
s-
to become hit, it's the people that make the
I'll-
music to become a hit,
No.
not the artist.
No. If
no.
if you didn't put it something that they will like,
No, what
Then
I'm
it's not gonna be
saying.
Because let me tell you something.
So
You
you
won't
can't
even know if people like
You,
something.
yes, let me
you
tell you
won't
something.
know, but you have to put it out.
That's my point. You have to
Let
put
me-
it out.
let me
Yeah.
tell
You
you
only
something.
know when they tell you
Let
what
me
they
tell
think
you.
about.
Let me tell you
Man,
something.
you can't just
Listen,
put hit
listen.
music. That's not how it works.
Listen. I watch. Let me tell you. As I said, I'm very inclined with my music. I'm not a singer. I don't know how to.
Yeah,
sing.
but I disagree,
love.
though.
No, I love to sing. I know my music.
True,
I
true,
watched
true,
it.
but I disagree.
Like anything that they have in shows, when you go there, if you have a manager or somebody that is there, they come and listen in the booth. They say play the song,
Okay.
and if they will tell you right there how it feels, and they will say no, this is not a hit record. You got to do another one. So they're already telling you.
Well, guess what?
So
So
you
when you say you disagree,
Okay, I'll tell you
what
something.
do you disagree with?
Okay, well, I'll tell you what I disagree with, okay? Now, again, the word hit record does not become a hit until people like it. A lot of people, everywhere you go, they play it.
How do people get to like it?
No, hold on. But that's not a question, because that's like an obvious thing. If something does not go out, nobody's
So what
going
we
to
are
like it.
saying, in other words, for people to like something, you have to put something
But
out.
that's a given. That's what I'm saying. You have to do that
well,
anyway.
then you can
But you are
disagree.
disagreeing.
No, but I'm telling you what I'm
disagree.
disagreeing with.
with
What are you disagreeing
I
with?
am no, according to her. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, but correct me if I'm wrong. Hit record, you know it's a hit, right from the.
no
For
right
it to
from the
become
studio.
hit, you first have to release it.
walk on
No,
it
that's not
and
what
You
I'm
have to
saying,
release
though.
something good.
That's not what I'm
good.
saying.
You got to release something good. You cannot just say, let
But,
me just write
okay.
few bars for a few days.
But how
and
would you
boom.
know something is good if your consumer don't tell you it's good? You can just do something and say,
when you
for me, that's arrogant.
when you do something good,
Yeah.
you don't have to do anything else.
When you do it for yourself, if it's good for you, it's good for you. When you do it for people, they're the ones that should tell you this is good. You
know-
cannot just say,
You're
okay,
not doing music for you.
exactly.
You're
You're
doing
doing
people
it
for your
for-
audience.
So they make it the hit. I don't make it a hit.
You
In
have
order
to
for
make-
it to become hit, you have to put out
put it-
something
yeah,
that they
something
like.
great
That's
that
my
they like.
responsibility.
Whatever
Well,
they
that's-
like
to
is
do
something
quality
good
work.
to you.
Yes. Well,
Yeah.
that's what we. Oh my
No, but I'm not. I
We're
disagree
going around,
that.
we're going
No,
around
no.
in circles.
No, it's
What
not
do you
sorry.
disagree with?
Okay, I just told you again. It's the people that make the song become a hit.
How does it get to the people?
No, that's a different thing. I'll
What-
tell you why it's a different thing.
Why is it different?
It doesn't become a hit if it doesn't go out. That's obvious.
How does it become a hit if you the artist didn't release it?
No, you keep repeating the same thing.
Oh my
How
God.
can people like song if they don't know about it? Let me ask you
So
a
which
question.
means you have to release it.
Of course,
So who get the credit? You or the people
for
for releasing the song?
well,
They don't say the
well, it's not about credit. I don't care about credit. to be
Yes,
Yes,
honest.
but
Something
you
to
do.
become
That's
hit.
how you get nominated.
No,
Without-
no. That's not about nomination.
For,
either.
Yeah, I'm just
for
saying.
something to
I mean-
become a hit, it's a reward system for you, the artist.
Exactly.
Okay,
Which means
But
you
that's
release
different.
something good that they like.
but that's different.
No, it's not.
No, it's different. I mean, you can't just
I
say
don't- sometimes.
how an artist feel about his songs. That's completely to the artist how they want to feel about it. What I'm saying is that
You know,
a song.
you know how many songs
Okay.
are done in the studio and how many are coming
I'll
out?
repeat this again. There's a lot of songs people put out. Okay, some people will like some songs. Some people wouldn't like the song. Right? You get what I mean, right? So it's all about the consumer choice. Like I said again, when an artist only makes music for them, you get me? Then
There's
it's
no
a
way
separate thing.
you as an artist gonna make song for yourself.
It's always for
that's
for
my
everybody
point.
out there.
So if
No,
you
you are
listen
the
to
one
what we are
confused with
saying,
your
we don't
point.
need to argue.
Exactly. You're
In
not
order
confused.
for you for a music to
Excuse me.
become a hit,
I have a question though.
you have to release something good for them.
I have a question. Why do companies do surveys?
Because they want to study for whatever product they're going to release.
No.
Yes.
Why do they do a survey?
That's why.
They get feedback.
Thank you. That's the word I wanted to hear from the
But
customer.
survey and,
No, hold on,
music
hold on, no,
is totally
You're
is not.
just-
No, it's
Okay,
not
now
the same.
I'm gonna say this though. Is
It's
it
not the
okay?
same.
Is it okay for me to disagree? We don't have to agree. I don't like to agree with people all the time. It's boring.
No,
Can we just don't agree?
It's not about disagree. It's just
Well,
We are
because
not
I feel like you guys are trying to
Hold on.
make me agree, but this is not about agreement.
We are not disagreeing.
It's a conversation.
okay.
What we are
Next.
trying to
different
say is-
opinions.
listen, we are trying to say we are talking about the same thing.
Okay.
We're talking about heat. What makes a record a hit?
The people.
You, not the people.
It's how they feel about the song makes it. a hit.
Before it got to the people, you, the artist,
Of course you have to
put out
release it.
something good.
Yeah.
It's
You have
not
to
an of
put out
course.
something good.
It
It's
takes
not
a lot of work.
It's a lot of work.
Okay,
it's
sure.
a lot
So
of work
you are
to put out a
discounting
good
your own
music.
work.
Exactly.
In order for something
Okay.
to become
What's the
popular,
definition of a good music? Can somebody define it for me? What's good music?
there is no definition of good music.
Of good music.
So then why are you saying you have to put out good music?
Oh my
Good
God.
music because in order for me to like what you release,
Okay.
you have to release something good.
Okay. But how would I know what you like?
Because you have to.
You have an
you the
audience.
artist.
You
have
know
to,
the
you have to be
audience.
smart.
Okay, hold on.
You have a target audience, so you'll be able
Exactly.
to.
You remember
to
what I
release
said?
something what they like.
Okay. Everything you do in life,
Mm-hmm.
okay, it's a risk. That's number one. When you put something out,
Mm-hmm.
okay, for me, it's very arrogant for any artist to just put a song out and say it's a hit.
They're not.
The artist. is
I'll
not
tell you
saying
why.
it's a
It's
hit.
not. It's not
Okay,
saying
hold on,
you
no,
might
no.
think already.
The
This
hit.
is good
Can
You
we
music.
say
just-
something is a hit depending on the result.
There's a
Result
word
is
called
result.
there's a word called retrospect. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
when I say things, does not necessarily mean I mean the artist is they are saying that. No, what I'm saying is that
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to make a point. For me, you know, it's okay for me to have my opinion. Is that okay?
It's
Now,
also-
you-
it's
when
not
an
about-
artist-
it's not about opinion. We're talking
For me,
about
It's just-
when
any
something becomes
artist,
a hit.
okay, for me, any artist who just released a song and instantly when he released a song he said it's a hit, for me, it's a form of arrogance.
It's not
For
arrogance.
a song to be a hit,
Hold on, I'm coming.
it's not under the control of
coming
the
in.
artist.
Exactly.
That's my point. So it's
If
the
that is your
consumer.
point, then you have to realize that in order for something to become a hit,
Yeah.
you first have to.
Okay, I have a
release it
question.
Yes, you
Why
have
do people request for songs on radios?
because they like it.
Thank you. So who makes the song a hit?
At what point they?
No, hold on.
At what point they
Did they
become
find
to
out the
like
song
music?
before they make
No,
it?
no.
You have
that's
to release it first.
Okay, I have a question. If you have a business, you have a product to sell. If you don't tell the public about the product, would they know you have it?
Sometimes you don't have to tell the
No,
public
no,
about
no,
the
That's all.
product.
No,
Hold on.
You don't have to.
No, no. You see, now
Put
you
it
guys
out
are
there.
okay. Let's don't complicate this whole thing. Okay,
You
I'm
are
gonna simplify it
complicating.
again.
Oh,
If you have a product,
I don't like the word simplify,
Listen.
please. My viewers
Okay.
don't like the word simplify
Well,
because they're
okay.
all educated people.
Well,
they're smart now.
okay.
Because you make me feel like as if we are not smart when
Okay,
you keep
again.
saying the word simplify. My viewers, you're very
Okay.
intelligent. You're very understanding for this.
okay, let me clear
situation
something
right
quick.
now, okay?
To the viewers, I just want you to know this conversation that I'm having here. You get me? It's just a conversation. Don't take it personal. Matter of fact, conversations like this are very healthy.
You
Where
can
people
tell,
have.
you
hold
can
on.
tell people what
Well, I
to feel.
don't think you should talk over me either. But anyway, let's put it this way.
Jesus.
Let's put it this way.
Can we please
Let's put it this
my
way.
viewer sorry, excuse me. Sorry. Well, my viewers, we're going to be ending the show now because it's about time for me to go home and see my babies. I really appreciate him
Babies.
being here.
Okay.
I really appreciate him being here, and I want to say thank you for viewing. As you all see, he's going to be having an album release sometime in summer. So when the time comes for him to have the release, we might have him here again so he can talk about it, so we can create a buzz for him where he's gonna do it. We're gonna let you guys know. We'll put it out there, so
Right,
if you're
right.
around there, you can go and visit. You can go there and see the show and everything else that he's doing. We will be putting it up so you guys can know where to get the music or where to find it so that you can hear it. I
Right.
really appreciate you being patient with us today, and I appreciate you viewing us. And please don't forget to go to SierraCast TV on Facebook and follow us and like us, and also you can follow him on Facebook, JCon, and share as much as possible. And I want to say thank you all for being so patient. I love you all. See you next time. Bye bye. Thank you.
Okay.
Oh Lord have mercy. I need to get my behind.